so the next one is how to overcome my social anxiety and fear due to past bullying, trauma, and have a good self-esteem. Okay, so social anxiety has to do with your negative experiences with being around people because you were bullied. And because you were bullied, you have trauma. Okay, so now you have a fear. You have a fear around people because they bully you. So one thing is to understand that not everybody is a bully, of course. So having had that incident happen of being bullied and being bullied probably repeatedly, that's why it ended up in a trauma, it will affect you. It will definitely affect you. So I'm glad you recognize that you were bullied and it resulted in you having social anxiety and fear. And because of this social anxiety and fear, it is challenging. However, just like anything in life, when we have difficulties, we can take small steps to resolve it. We can take small steps. So start by looking around in your class or in your circle of people that you know, who you can practice with. Practice what? Practice being around. Practice talking to. Practice hanging out with. Practice going out with, so that you can overcome your social anxiety. So this person can be your friend, this person can be your auntie. So this person can support you to opening up yourself slowly. So for instance, you get very nervous in crowded places. So you can say to this person, I need your support to support me when we go into a crowded place. I find it very challenging to maybe eat in a food court, or I feel very challenging to like go on MRT rides. Can we go on some MRT rides together? So what will happen is with practice, you can actually overcome your anxiety. So imagine it like an onion. Okay, so there are many layers to an onion. So you think you have overcome one, and then actually there's another layer. So you will notice that also as the layers start to get peeled off, the outer layers is the most easy to peel off. So this is what I mean by small steps. And also as you get closer to the core of the onion inside is more clean. So as we start to heal ourselves of the past, of the trauma, we start to feel more and more light and more free and more open and more happy. Okay, so these are the things that are very important for us to take small steps, because it is important to be happy and to be positive, because when people are happy and positive, this is when you can attract more friends, more opportunities, more income, and possible romantic sexual partner. So when you are the best representation of yourself as much as possible to work through your challenges in life. So how to overcome? Start by looking around to see who around you is supportive, your friends who are supportive, your family who is supportive, and ask for the support that you need. The thing that you are very anxious about, you start with the less anxious first, then you work towards the ones that you are more anxious, whether it's, for instance, a certain situation, like a certain place. And how to have good self-esteem. So in today's presentation, I already covered, which is to be gentle with yourself, to tell yourself positive things, to avoid negative things, to celebrate yourself. Also, an exercise that we did today is the loving kindness, and to understand, okay, that also you have a value. People who bully you are not good people. So you don't want to be with this kind of people. So why do we keep focused on the people, the few people who don't like us, and we forget about the many people who like us? So focus on the good, and to keep talking to yourself and telling yourself good things about yourself, and build yourself up. So for instance, if you're curious about certain things and you're not very good at, we do need to learn so that we become better at it. When we become better at it, we realize, hey, very good, I learn very fast, or I'm really talented in this. And we start to feel that actually we do have a self-worth. We do have a worth in who we are and what we have to offer the world in terms of our value. Oh yeah, so I remember at the start of today, before any of you came, in, somebody did ask me to want to learn more about consent and boundaries. So this is what I want to say. So the concept of consent is you have to trust, okay? You have to trust that all of us are smart enough, smart enough empowered enough, that means we can speak up for ourselves, smart enough, empowered enough, powerful enough, okay, powerful enough to speak our truth. Okay, so ultimately consent is about respect. You respect that the person say yes means yes, no means no. Don't go and push, poke, provoke, test, bully, ask. Okay, that is what our parents do. And then in the end, I started to do this. So the whole concept of consent is very, very simple. Yes is yes, no is no. And silence, this is very, very confusing for my clients with autism. Silence is no. Silence is no. The person is uncomfortable to say no. The person is scared to say no. The person is not very enthusiastic, not happy, not excited. It's just keep quiet. When someone is keep quiet and ignoring you, avoiding you, unfortunately, the answer is no. Okay? Respect means you must verbally ask and then hear the yes or no, but you can use your eyes to see if the person is yes or no. If the person is like, hey, you want to go out with me? Oh, let me think about it. Last time I used to do this because I have this friend who used to do this to me all the time. Let me think about it. Okay, so then she never tell me when to ask her again. So I just keep asking, so can you make it or not? Then I'll ask again later. You haven't given me a reply. But it was so frustrating for me because this person couldn't give me a clear yes or no. So eventually, I figured out when somebody is just saying, let me think about it, just assume it's a no. Just assume it's a no. You think I got so much time to keep asking you? Just assume it's a no. Okay? So some people are not able to say yes is yes, no is no. They will answer no in another way. Okay? So consent is about respect. I respect you. I respect that you can speak your truth. And even if you cannot speak your truth, you cannot tell me yes or no, I will take it. It's a yes or no. And you can also say to the person, sorry, but I've asked you 3 times already and you keep telling me you think about it. So I guess I'm just going to assume it's a no. You can also just give it back to them. Just give it back to them that is a no. So consent is very, very important. And what is very confusing, now we are all talking about sex, right? What is very confusing sometimes is the partner will initiate. Start to touch, start to kiss, start to hint, then start to do more. But actually never say. Because consent is sometimes also implied. Implied meaning they hint and then they think that is consent, but actually you never say. And some people are not able to say because they are frozen, they are scared. So it's really important to have certain scenarios in your head and to practice in your head so that when you say no, it's no, and the person respects you. Okay, sometimes consent is implied. Okay, it's not always so clear yes and yes, no and no. It is sometimes hinted, and sometimes they try to push, lead to more. Okay, so it's really important to also not be frozen and to speak up as far as possible. And also consent can change, but because you agree to go out with the person, it cannot be that maybe on the date itself you change your mind. So it can also be that as you start to have sex with the person, suddenly you feel uncomfortable and you want the person to stop. The person must stop. Okay, so ideally, consent should be enthusiastic. Enthusiastic means, wow, very excited about it, but not all the time you can get an enthusiastic kind of answer. Not all the time. Not all the time you'll get someone to say enthusiastic, but at the very least, it should be a yes. Okay, and the yes you can see can be verbal, can be non-verbal. And the person nodding is yes. When the person say, let's go out, the person follow you is still a yes. The person you assume understand you. Consent can change. Consent can change. Consent can be withdrawn. Okay, consent cannot be granted when the person is drunk or when the person is sick. Okay, or when the person is passed out. The person cannot give consent. When you're on a date and you tell the person, I'm okay with kissing, but I'm not okay with having sex, and the person keep pushing, let me tell you, the person is not being respectful. And this is a sign that the person may not be somebody that you want to further develop a relationship with. A person who is not respectful will probably continue to not be respectful. It is not your obligation or your duty to teach the person. It is your responsibility to keep yourself safe. Okay, so when you feel uncomfortable with this kind of people who continue to keep pushing your boundaries, leave. Don't have to be nice with this person, leave. So thank you everybody for coming.